Hi everyone. For today's DIY projects, we'll be crafting with Dollar Tree items. We'll be creating some beautiful home decor items on a budget that you could use to decorate your home. And for your shopping convenience, I've attached all the items used in today's DIY projects in the description box below. So do check them out and let's jump right into our first DIY project. For the first project, you'll need one pizza pan. Remove the label and spray paint your pizza pan. I'm using my Rust-Oleum Reflective Gold spray paint. We're also using a pool noodle. We're going to be joining the pool noodle ends together and I'm using my Scotch tape to do so. And our goal is to make a circle from that pool noodle. So just form it together so you can have a circle. Next, we're going to take a foam board and we're going to place that pool noodle on top of the foam board and use a pen to outline your pool noodle on the inner and the outer rim. Then cut out the piece, and I'm using my electric scissors to do that. And we're cutting the large circle. Place your pizza pan on top of your pool noodle, make sure it's leveled. Then use your pen to mark the area going all the way around. We're going to be using coffee filters, and this mark will be a guide for when we're adding our filters. And these are my filters. You're going to be needing about 300 to 350 depending on how compact you'd like your design to be. I started out doing it this way where I'm cutting off the tips, but I ended up doing it another way and you'll see in the end how I'm doing it, which was much easier. You want to set your glue gun on low temperature, and I'm just placing the glue on the tip of the coffee filter, and I'm making sure to follow that line on the inside that we marked, and I'm placing my coffee filters close to each other. That way I can have a nice compact look. Now I'm using my scissors to clean up the edges. I want the rim of my pizza pan to be showing, so I'm cutting all the filter that will be coming over the edge. Now this is how I started doing them. I didn't bother to cut the edges off. I'm just placing my finger in the filter and squeezing it together. Then I add my hot glue. Then I place my coffee filter on my pool noodle. Now we're almost at the end, but before we complete our wall decoration, I'm going to be adding this piece of rope. This is how we're going to be hanging it on the wall. I'm using my knife to make a slit. You can use your hot glue gun to make a slit just to fit that rope in between the groove. And it should be sitting flush next to the pool noodle. Like so. And I'm just going to tie that piece in the back. And we'll get to that later. Then I'll finish adding all my filters to fill up the spot. I'm using my scissors to cut away the excess filter since I want my design to have a nice compact look. Now I'll attach all my pieces together, and I'm using my strong adhesive, my Aleene's Mixed Media adhesive, and I'm attaching a piece of cardboard to the center of my pizza pan. I use my electric scissors to cut out my cardboard, or you can use a piece of foam board. And this is just to elevate the mirror when I put it in place. Now I'll place my pizza pan in between my pool noodle and just fix it to make sure that it's nice and neat and it's sitting flush. And then I'll add my hot glue to the back. Next, I'll use my hot glue gun to make a slit, and I'll just glue my rope in place, and it should be sitting flush next to the pool noodle, and that will allow me to add my foam board to the back. And I'm just using my hot glue to glue my foam board in place. Then I'll use the ends of my coffee filter to cover the edges of the foam board, and this will give it a nice neat look. You can also use a piece of felt if you're going to be giving this as a gift, so you can hide that foam board, but for now this is looking nice and neat. I'm just going to tie my rope and use my hot glue gun to hold it in place, and this is how we're going to be hanging it. You just need a screw or a nail on the wall. Now it's time to add my mirror, and I'm using my strong adhesive and my hot glue. This mirror is my inspiration. It's a Z Gallery mirror, and they used feathers, so if you have feathers, go ahead and use feathers. And here's the end result of this project, guys. I hope you like this one. Now let's move on to our second project. We're going to be using tumbling blocks, and I'll attach the pieces with my Gorilla Wood glue. I'll be attaching 24 pieces together, and I'll make 4 of those. And I'm just using my straight edge to keep them aligned. Now this is 2 of them, and I'm going to be gluing these 2 together. And we're making a table decoration. This is going to be the base. And then we're going to be making 2 of those. Then I'll attach them with my Gorilla Wood glue. Now this is a nice strong base. I'll leave that to dry. Now we're going to be using 6 picture frames from the Dollar Tree. We're removing the backing and the glass from the inside. We'll be using the glass. So let's remove these hooks. I'm using a pliers to remove the hooks, and then I'll replace the glass. Next, I'm locking my glass in place, and I'm using my hot glue to lock it in place. I'm using my glass cleaner to clean my glass. I'm using these rhinestone vase fillers. They're table scatters. I got mine from Hobby Lobby. So I'll just fill up the area with my rhinestone beads and then attach the 2 frames together. Just make sure that you're filling up each one enough so they won't fall out of place. So I made 3 of those. Now I'll attach them together. And I'm using my strong adhesive to attach them together, along with my hot glue. Next, I'll be adding 1 piece of my tumbling block to the center of my frame. You want to give that 24 hours to dry. And while that's drying, I'm going to be working on my base. I just want to paint my base and use it just like this with my paint. So I'm using some spackling compound just to fill some of those gaps so I won't have too much of the grooves from the tumbling block showing. So here's our base. It's nice and dry, and I'll just use my sanding paper to sand away the excess spackling compound. Clean the dust with a piece of paper towel. Now I'm measuring to see where the center is. I want to be able to place my tumbling block with my frame in the center. So I'm just placing a tumbling block in the space so I won't add my paint in that space. And I'm giving it a second coat. Now it's nice and dry, and I'll go ahead and remove my tower block. I'll be adding some felt on the base just to give it a nice clean look, and I'm just placing my base on the felt and using my scissors to cut out that piece. And then I'll use my hot glue to attach my felt to the base. And this is my inspiration, but I won't be using candles. I spray painted a piece of my rhinestone ribbon, and I'm just wrapping that tower block. Then I'll place my design on some books to elevate it. Then I'll use my wood glue to attach the two together. I allowed it to dry, and this is our end result, guys. I hope you like it. And here's my table from last week. I also removed the gold strip and I spray painted it with my reflective gold paint. Let's move on to our third and final project. I got these mini planters, the triple planters from the garden section. This is the 3-pack, okay? So we have 2 packs of those. I'm going to be spray painting these with my Rust-Oleum 2X white gloss. But before I do so, I'm going to go ahead and use my paper towel to just clean off any fingerprints. And I decided to spray paint them in black also, just to see how they would look. I didn't like the black, so I'll be changing it back to white. Before I do that, since they're dry, I'm just going to go ahead and attach these wreath forms to the back of it. And this is how we're going to be hanging this wall decor on the wall. So I placed the 6 of them together, and they have those little notches. You can just line up those notches to get them nice and straight. So to attach the 6 pieces, I'm using my Aleene's Mixed Media adhesive, and I'll also use my hot glue to attach the pieces together. Then I'll place the wire on the back, and I'll do the same thing with my glue. Allow them to dry, and then I'll take them outside and spray paint them white. Now this is how it looks in white. It's nice and beautiful. To add to our design, we're going to be adding mirrors. I have 3-inch mirrors and 2-inch mirrors. I'm going to be using my hot glue to attach my 3-inch mirrors in the center of each of these planters. Just try to line them up evenly. So we're going to be using 6 of those 3-inch mirrors. All the items I'm using will be linked in the description box below, so you can find them easily. Now we're also using 2-inch mirrors, and to attach our mirrors, I'm going to be using these tissue rolls, and I'm using 3 of those. Before I do, I'm going to be using some acrylic white paint, and I'll just paint the rollers so they won't be showing on the inside. Then I'm flattening each one, and I'll be using my scissors to cut 5/8 inch pieces, about 1/2 inch to 5/8 inches. And I'll do that for all the pieces, and we should have 18 pieces. So try to make sure that they're on the same height. If they're not, just use your scissors to clip off the extras. And then we're going to be adding those to the back of our mirror. And I'm just using my hot glue for that. Just shape them back to the circle as best as you can. And apply your hot glue and add them to the back of your mirrors. Now we're almost done with this design. All we're going to do is push them down inside of those planters and they'll stick right in. You don't need to put glue on these. And you may want to attach these mirrors before you do the centerpiece, okay? I had another plan for this design, so that's why I was just going with the flow right here. But leave the larger mirror for last. And as you can see, they're stuck in there. Just clean your mirrors and hang your design on the wall. And here's our final result. I hope you like this one. Please let me know which project was your favorite and if you'll be recreating any of these projects this week. If you have any questions, please ask me, okay, in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to give me a thumbs up before you leave. I really appreciate that. It will help out my channel. If you missed last week's project, here it is on the screen. Just go ahead and tap that rectangular box to watch it. All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Take care, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye-bye.